Hey guys, Dantixy back with another Dragon's Dogma 2 video. Today talking everything we know about pawns. P-A-W-N-S that is. Pawns are the single biggest point of difference, for me at least, in the game. They'll provide you with a party while still making you the hero of the story, something you don't get when playing with friends. Other titles like the Dragon Age games give you customizable party members, but pawns stand out for a variety of surprising ways. So let's get right into it. The first boss is customizing your main character with an overwhelming amount of options. Soon after though, you'll make your main pawn. You can use the very same options to customize your main pawn as you can with your main character. Visually, that is. The devs have also stated that in terms of race choice, your main character is locked to human or beastren, but your pawn can also be an elf. They don't give without taking away though, as pawns will be restricted in the vocations, or class to the layman, that they can choose. Hybrid vocations are restricted to your main character only, and advanced classes will be locked until you find the advanced class weapons and finish a quest for each. But other than that restriction, pawns will level up as you do, use abilities as you do, gear up as you can. It's all the same really, except that they are controlled by AI. They allow you to play how you want to play with a team built around you, not around what your friends want to be. You can customize your main pawn, but you can have up to 3 pawns in your party. You see, you can recruit pawns from rift stones that are usually in cities around the world. Seamlessly, without loading screens, you'll be taken to a space between worlds wherein you can choose between a handful of pawns, all of which have been made by real players around the world. Yes, your pawn is available to hire for other players as well. No, it doesn't physically take it from you, it just means they simply get a copy. So you can't customize all the pawns in your squad, but you get to choose who to bring along. Usually this will be to build a balanced team. I recommend your main pawn be a mage unless you're one yourself, just so you have a healer that can buff up your squad with fire enchanted weapons. If you're a warrior for example, perhaps you'll want that mage, then you'll want an archer and a thief to balance out your team. Though some people will simply choose just to make a harem of pretty girls or boys. The choice is yours. So I want to take a second to talk about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which is coming out on the 29th of Feb. It's a massive open world fantasy RPG that I've had a chance to play. You don't need any experience with Final Fantasy VII or the remake in order to get into this, and I highly recommend checking it out. It's beautiful, engaging, and definitely worth a look. Alright, back to it. So to hire, you pay a small amount and replace one of your party for it if your party is full. Before purchasing, you can see the pawn's vocation, quest, rating, stats, inclination, and specialties. This one is a mage with the calm inclination. Inclinations are the characteristics that affect their behaviors in the field and in battle. Inclinations can vary from bravely aggressive, protective of other pawns and the arisen, to cautious or adventurous. So calm will be level-headed that doesn't panic under pressure. There was 9 inclinations in the original Dragon's Dogma, and they also affected the banter the pawn had. Considering Dragon's Dogma 2 has really focused on banter and helpful advice from pawns, more on that soon, we can expect inclinations to be a huge point of difference between pawns. IGN mentioned there are the following inclinations: kind-hearted, calm, simple, and straightforward, which you can choose for your pawn without having to go through a questionnaire like you did in the first. Kind-hearted pawns favoring a balanced approach in combat with an emphasis on support, calm pawns being more proficient with defense and evasion, simple pawns being extra diligent about looting items, and straightforward pawns being more daring when it comes to attacking foes head on. Each inclination also has its own set of voice actors with different options for pitch modulations and their own unique actions which they can take as well. This is all truly exciting. Next though is the pawn specialization. Like mentioned in the dev stream, one such specialization is Woodland Wordsmith. Here you see an elf speaking Elvish. You're unable to understand it, but if you have a pawn with the specialization, they'll automatically translate it for you. There are apparently many specializations for you to discover which adds value to specific pawns. Another example is the Cherugian specialization, which allows pawns to use healing items on others as opposed to only being able to use them on themselves, allowing you to basically make a pawn a healer even if they aren't a mage. Next we see rating. When you hire a pawn from another player, you can send them a gift as a thank you, like an apple for example, and you can leave a thumbs up saying you like their creation or a heart to say you love it. It's unclear if this rating will have a mechanical impact on your pawns or will add to their medals, but it certainly means they have been used a lot, which is a benefit. Why? Because one of the biggest draws of having pawns is that they will guide you through the world. Dragon's Dogma 2 is not a game that will hold your hand. You'll have very streamlined UI. You won't have quest markers and NPCs with quests over their heads. Instead, NPCs will come up to you or you'll stumble into things to do. Then you'll have to work out where to go, or better yet, your pawns will guide you. Some will simply know the area. The best way to explain this is to show you. Here, one of our pawns asks if we should seek the man from the other day, and a pawn follows up with, "Follow me, I know the way." So you would hit the go button on your D-pad or keyboard and the pawn will lead you to the mission. The pawn either had played this mission previously with another player or simply knows the mission. You see, pawns remember what they've done across worlds and can help you if they have further information on what to do or where to go. They function as your guide rather than having a golden line on the map show you where to go. If you don't have a pawn that knows the area or has done the mission before, you can hire one that has that knowledge of the quest you're currently on by filtering between them in the Rift Stone. Or you can simply discover what to do on your own. You also have the option to turn off a pawn's questing guide. They'll also let you know of points of interest around you organically. For example, they'll point out that they can help you destroy a rock face as you walk past, or that one of the NPCs seem distressed. Pawns will be your UI and your map in a very interesting dynamic way. The game director Hideaki said, "We wanted it to feel like a friend who's played the game before is sitting right next to you and giving you advice, like, hey, go this way, or in this case, you should go with this here, or this is what you want to do." In other words, having a friend there with you who provides guidance in an enjoyable way. We wanted to avoid putting too many markers and such on the screen if possible. We didn't want too much that kills a player's mood, so we put all the effort into having pawns and NPCs being your only guides in the world. So you'll be exploring, walking in a direction, and a pawn may bring up you're passing a potential quest, so you follow him and set out on an adventure. Pawns will immerse you in the world by commenting on your current situation. We can see that here with the Talos fight.
What could possibly impel a being of such size to motion?
IGN mentioning that the pawn system works so much better in 2 than it ever did in the original. Next, pawns can have their own personal quests. For example, by satisfying your pawn's craving for a strawberry, they'll give you 2 cranberries in return, and this might also raise their affinity with you. It's unclear how complex these quests get and the extent of the pawn's relationship with you, but I can't imagine it would be a shallow system. Then we see this pawn is from Capcom Level 1. If the game was released, there would be more than just Capcom made pawns, and this is where the creator's name will appear. Now let's dive a little deeper into the pawn stats. By viewing pawn details, we can see everything from health and stamina to resistances. This is where you compare pawns to see which you should be choosing. Conditions is also where you see diseases that will carry over, like Dragon's Plague, which I'll go through soon. I could also run through all these stats, but they're relatively meaningless without a comparison. If you're looking for a pack rat, keep an eye out on the max encumbrance stat. Keep an eye on conditions and debilitations before you purchase. The next tab is vocation. You can see here that even though this character is a mage, they have no ranks in it yet, meaning you won't feel like it's wasted progress if you change the pawn's vocation. Also, it's 215 centimeters tall and 130 kilos, so I'd probably make it a fighter or warrior. You notice that the warrior and sorcerer, both advanced classes, are unlocked by the player and therefore able to be switched into by the pawn. As a mage, it has 3 weapon skills and 3 core skills and an augment. By ranking up and using different weapons, you're able to unlock and switch around abilities, but it's unclear the level of customization you'll have here. Notably, main characters have 4 weapon skills and core skills, so maybe this is just a low level pawn and it can have 4 total as it gets ranks in its vocation and upgrades its weapon. On the next tab, we see the pawn can earn badges. These may be for completing an achievement of some kind and may have some kind of physical benefit, but that's just speculation. Regardless, your pawns can earn badges that will show off their experience or value, and these can be seen by real people. So I mentioned before that pawns can catch diseases. Well, as shown on the official website, Dragon's Plague is something you should look out for. It's a contagious disease-like condition that affects pawns as they travel between worlds. Rather than being weakened, pawns with the disease are said to display remarkable performance and to become conspicuously bold in their speech and behavior. According to folklore, when the symptoms of Dragon's Plague reach the terminal stage, it will result in a devastating calamity. But the veracity of these claims is unclear. So okay, it may appear on pawns you hire from other people and seems to have a positive effect on them, but of course, there will be a downside. We don't know of the downside yet. It could morph your pawn into some kind of beast, it could kill him, or worse, it could cause some kind of bad ending or story moment. There are a few instances that hint at this. First, the new race, the Beastren, fear pawns because they believe they'll bring some sort of calamity down on the world. This could be from the Dragon's Plague. My guess is that dragons are born from pawns via this plague, which is why dragons have a particular interest in raising up the Arisen. We'll have to wait and see. Mechanically, you can control your pawns with 4 face buttons. You have Go, Help, Wait, and To Me buttons. Go sends them to the thing you're targeting. Help has them pull back to help you. Wait has them waiting where they are. And To Me has them following you. The Japanese version has that as Come. I really hope you're not watching this around your parents. You see here the player calling the pawns back to escape from the griffin. Here is them being told to go. So with just these 4 buttons, you can fully control your pawns on the fly. Though most of the time they'll just autonomously help you. They can do more than cast their skills and attack though. They can also pick up and throw enemies without being told. They can move fallen allies to a safe spot for resurrecting. They can also grab onto and scale larger enemies to strike at their weak points. Something you'd only expect the main character to be able to do. Also, if pawns fall into the water, they'll regenerate on the nearest shore where they fell. To wrap this up, there seems to be NPC pawns as well. You can see in the trailer when one says, "Welcome Arisen, we pawns have long awaited your arrival." Part of the story is that pawns are serving a false Arisen, which is planted there by the queen in an attempt to put her son on the throne. Only Arisen can command pawns, so it's a mystery as to why this pretender can command them. Just an obvious guess here, but it's probably the necklace. So that's everything we know about pawns so far. They're your UI that adds flavor and immersion into the world and allows you to play how you want to play with a team built around you, not around what your friends want to be. What do you think? Are you more or less excited for Dragon's Dogma 2? Let me know below. For everything RPG, you're in the right place. Ciao friends.
Learn aught you can of this world you must protect.
We ask that all be spared the horrors of the fell dragon.